as time progressed, we got to rid of that. We got to get back to that, building for the future. And I think that everything Bernie said today was in line with that. Is that what about the next generation to come? What future are we leaving for those who are going to come from under us? And so, but we can't wait for Bernie. Bernie ain't the great white hope. We have, what I'm saying, and he's not a savior. We need to all do it. We all have a role to play.
He said that was one of the things he focused on when he was in there. Was he said no matter what president it is, if it's me, if it's Joe Biden, I don't care who it is, whatever ideas they have, it's not going to happen on their own. And that was why he stressed the idea of him getting 1 million volunteers in that first week, was that he has the ability and the bully pulpit to be able to accomplish those things and to put pressure on folks. And I think that that's something that we as a black community can learn from. You know what I mean? And putting pressure on these politicians to, because like every time we talk about black people achieving something, we like to focus on one great leader. You know what I mean? And one great leader did this, one great leader said this or said that. Like, no, I don't. That's fantastic. For every one of them, it was a couple 10, 15, 20,000, 100,000 folks in the street putting this work in. You know what I mean? And we gotta keep it 100 and respect and lift up our black women. Most of them putting in that work was black women.
We have to understand too that what does it mean to be a leader? Everybody in the front ain't a leader. You judge a tree by fruit it bears. You judge a leader by the work that he or she produces. And so if you look in Vegas, people say Vegas doesn't have leadership. Vegas has leadership. We have a lack of leadership, but we have a lack of leadership because we have people who are trying to force other people to be leaders. I always say, be the change that you want to see. If you have all this to say about this city, you a leader. Because you wouldn't have all this frustration. I wish we had this and that. You have that fire. You have the fire in you to lead. Do it. Don't wait on Stretch. Don't wait on Trey. Don't wait on Bernie. And that's the thing. It's enough black people in our community to pull our own money together and buy our own hospitals. We don't got to worry about the government giving us free medical. So there's a lot of things that we can do ourselves. But until that happens, we do have to hold the government accountable and do ask for 15 a union and do ask for Medicaid. So I'm not saying we shouldn't ask, but also let's not just sit down and ask, but let's actually sit down to strategize, then mobilize and organize. But sitting there waiting, begging people to do something for us we can do for ourselves, them games over with. Because if we're looking, we're going backwards. All the work of Dr. King will be undone and Malcolm will be undone if we don't realize that we have our own. Dr. King going on 51 years since he's been gone. When's the next King's going to rise up? When are the next Malcolms? Pretty soon they're going to be like how we look at Harriet Tubman. It has value to her name, but as time progresses, that's in the past. And so we need a new emergence of leadership. I commend Bernie and different ones for trying to keep going, but part of me is like, you're 77 years old. Let's get another person who's half your age and endorse them to run. Give them the platform you have. And I'm not telling him not to have his platform, but I'm just saying that's what we got to look at. When I ran for mayor, I became the youngest in the city to ever run. And I'm not saying that being bragging. I'm just stating what I'm trying to do to encourage other young people to get involved. I was told you too young, start small, but you told me when I was a child, I'm the future. And now I'm an adult and the president telling me to stop. So what am I the future? When you die off? And so we have to look at, how the elders are nurturing. The elders are not putting people in position to be predecessors. They don't want to pass the baton. It's like in our community, black community, we don't have a second generation to the first generation die off. And that's why we are literally walking around blind, deaf, and dumb. Because we don't have a blueprint or a black print or a people's print or human families print, rather, to see what leadership looks like. Every leader we have, we got to study once they dead. Now all of a sudden Nipsey Hussle's transition, now all of a sudden we looking at his blueprint. Why didn't we start studying this brother when he was living? You know what I'm saying? Because he was very active when he was doing, but we wasn't trying to hear it. We need to start hearing those who are now. There's a Nipsey Hussle with all of us right now. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things we want, we can do ourselves. It's just a matter of how we think and the mindset. And so my encouragement to those on this platform and those in Las Vegas is that be the change. Don't wait for Bernie to give the next rally. If you want to change this community, you get some people together and y'all go invest and go and feed a child and give them a book. That's a start. We put this emphasis on voting, like voting is Jesus Christ or Allah or somebody. End of the day, voting is a strategy. It's not a solution. If voting was a solution, we would not be right where we are right now. It's a strategy. Like marching is a strategy. Boycotting is a strategy. These are strategies that we hope to bring forth a solution. But if we don't have the mobilization in the organization, the strategy is not going to be implemented. And so we need the masses of the people to come together. And we can just get five, that five get 10, that 10 get 20, and sit at the table and lay everything on the table, agree to disagree, stop being concerned with who we praying to, who people laying with, and who we not doing, what we are doing, and let's figure out a common agenda as a people, and let's start working it. It's not that hard. And I think that Vegas thinks it's more complex. And because this city is not like Chicago and other cities where history is being preserved, Vegas history is up and it's down. And when you think of Vegas, you think of Viva Las Vegas. You don't think about the Ruby Duncans and the Mary Wesleys and those who marched on the strip and those who paved the way for activism. We think about those who were the first black car dealer. That's our history. We got to change that. And so the revolution has definitely come. And it ain't just come because Bernie in town. It's been here, and that's why Bernie's able to come here, because those who've been putting in the work, he can stand on the foundation. And that's what it's about, laying on the foundation so we can build up those. But my thing is, let's start encouraging those who are 10 and 11. You a leader. Not when you get grown. You're a leader now. And teach them what leadership looks like. Have integrity. Be honest. Be committed. You've been seeing my face for the last 3-4 years now, consecutively. And that's how it has to be. Vegas people get burned out. And they get burned out because they don't understand this is a marathon. This ain't a sprint.
Yeah, the way you just said that, and I kind of want to leave folks with this one because we get 22 minutes now. Brother Cornell West, he says, you can't lead the people if you don't love the people, and you're talking about leadership, and I'm gonna tie this in a little bit with discussions I've had with my wife. Part of love, one of the main parts of love, is showing up consistently, doing the right things consistently. You know what I mean? So part of you can't lead the people if you don't love the people. You can't love the people if you ain't there consistently. If you don't show up all the time. If you talk that mess, you know what I mean, when it's election time, looking at some of y'all, then you know what I mean, then you don't love the people, and we can see it, and it's time up. We can see that now. You know what I mean? We see you come election time. You know what I mean? When you need these votes, and after you done got your money from the lobbyists, and then you come to us with propped up based on money, and we, you know what I mean? It's 2019. We got this internet now. We can see. We can look up and see your history. We can see your votes. They right there. Votesmart.org. We can type that in right now. I can see your whole everything you done voted for. So now it's time out for that. You know what I mean? Like I look at somebody like a Pete Buttigieg. Nah, bro. I'm good on you, Chief. You know, I seen what he's done in South Bend. I seen where there was I seen the story where there was a black mother who had her son killed. And it wasn't while he was the mayor, but he became the mayor after while she was dealing with it. All she wanted from him was to pick up the phone. That's it. That's all she wanted was for him to pick up the phone. All she asked for him to do. He ain't even you couldn't even pick up the phone, bro. And you wonder why you doing so bad with black people. Nah, bro. Nah, Chief. We can look up your record. We can see that. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like that's just what that is. You know what I mean? And then Kamala Harris, like, I would really love for a black woman to win. I would really love, but you sent other black mothers to jail for not being able to take their babies to school. I have yet to get an honest explanation for that. I got questions. You know what I mean? I still, as that's a black woman, and I'm looking at some of these white progressives kind of sideways right now because y'all real hard on her, unlike you are on some of these other white women that's running. Y'all ain't got as much to say about these other white women that you have to say about Kamala, and I'm looking at y'all sideways. However, that's not what we're dealing with right now. I just wanted to make sure I hit y'all on that. But like, it's crazy to me. You know what I mean? They get hyped up for these little bitty things. You know what I mean? And it's like we can see it, we can research it, we know what's going on. You know what I mean? And it's time out. It's 2019. We ain't doing this no more. And why is there 35 candidates anyway? It's really 25. Like, why? You know what I mean? A lot of y'all need to be running for Senate. I thought we need to make sure we need to get Donald Trump out of office. I thought that was what we were talking about. I thought this was the plan. But no, we got 25 people running for president. Nobody's declared for Senate. Word? Y'all clearly ain't y'all not about building no foundation, just like this man said. Oh, I done hit the cord. Y'all ain't about building no foundation. See, I'm getting excited. I'm in my feelings right now. It's time to wrap this up. We finna go. Thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Marcus Ely, Status Quo. I'm here with Stretch Sanders. What's your Twitter handle, Instagram?
Twitter _ Stretch Sanders. The Instagram is _official_stretch. Yes, indeed.
All right, definitely. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Catch you later.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statusquo.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statusquo.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.